Welcome to All Change, the programme that puts design at the heart of the learning experience. Today we're at Darlaston Community Science College, where we're going to be transforming an unloved storage area into a fantastic ICT room. John, it's looking very different in here already. What have you been doing?
Well, so far, in fact, we've done better than I actually thought. All the walls now are all totally white. You can see there's little pink strips here. These are the lines that are going to pull all the design together. But this, come and have a look at this. Now, they wanted some storage, and here it is. So I hope you're feeling strong, Sharon, because we need to get it up onto that wall over there.
John, I think this is where you're going to have to excuse me. These days, schools are not just places where children come to learn. They can provide facilities which glue their communities together. As part of the government's Building Skills for the Future programme, architects were asked to think about what learning environments could be like. Walters & Cohen Architects have developed a plan for a primary school which provides a heart for its community and can be used during the school day and after hours. Like all the design teams involved, Walters & Cohen were given a real yet anonymous site to work with. They decided to design their school from the inside out, starting with the classrooms.
We worked very carefully in getting the school to be a proper community school, so we could use certain aspects of this accommodation, even during school hours. People come and use the hall and the change rooms. And the idea here is that these are all the things that the community would use. So we've got the hall in here, which is directly accessible by the community. We've got the nursery over there, which is directly accessible daily by the community. The overriding thing is that every school is actually a public building. And it's the first public building that these little children are ever going to actually experience. So it's set back slightly from the road. There is a public forecourt. You can see things like, markets and things happening in this space, all being used by children on skateboards on the weekends, that this is a public space. The identity of the school is very important, and the big generous entrance that actually makes you feel as if you've arrived somewhere important, going into the school and seeing all the way through to the heart of the school, which is really what it's all about. And we have the classrooms on either side, which open into the heart. And if the classroom needs to get bigger or smaller, it actually just expands and contracts into that space. And this is where you get children doing all kinds of things. You get them sitting on the stage, you get them in a pod learning cooking, but you've got small group rooms which are allowing one-to-one learning, but also in going up and looking down into these spaces. What we were able to do is create a whole lot of social spaces or smaller spaces which you otherwise wouldn't get if you just had a corridor. Not all the partitions that are dividing the space need to be full walls. Some of them can be shelves, some of them can be glazed and you can see through them. And the heart of the school then opens to the outside with this little amphitheatre. So by opening those doors up, you could extend the heart of the school right into the landscape. So it gives you that link from heart of the school, classroom, outdoor classroom, play.
Back at Darlaston, the pink line is being painted.
It looks completely different when we walked in this morning to how it was yesterday.
John and Tony are cutting the corrugated sheet to put in the window, and the students' artwork is being laminated. With lots of science kit around and long opening hours, the college needs to have a comprehensive CCTV security system to protect the premises.
We don't want to turn the school into looking like a prison or what have you, but we do want to be aware of who's on site and where they are and what's happening. And with us being a community school, of course, we're open until 10 o'clock on an evening, which means that the school gates can't be locked as staff leave at the end of the day.
So it must be quite a challenge to be open and accessible as a community school, but at the same time create a really safe environment for your pupils.
Yes, it is, yes. And we rely upon the support of people like the caretaking staff and the community staff on an evening to help us out with that, as well as the technology of cameras and the rest of it.
There's been community education in Walsall now for about 30 years, and effectively the schools are open 24/7, and they've effectively worn the schools out. It's a combined effort. So consequently, there's been no real thought to reinvestment in the authority about how you rebuild these schools. And so I would imagine if you went to most of the schools in the borough, you'd find a very similar picture to what you have here.
How best to allocate scarce resources towards the maintenance of a crumbling building falls to the college's Board of Governors.
It's had little bits tagged on, but it's still a building that was originally designed for just over 600 pupils, and we've got 1,200 pupils. It just doesn't fit.
This is a pretty typical 1960s building with a flat roof. It must present lots of challenges in terms of the condition of the building.
Yes, definitely. We've had leaks through the roof twice last summer. That's taken a fair amount of our capital. We've just had to spend £125,000 on asbestos removal on a part of the building that was considered unfit for its purpose. So it does give us the odd challenge or two.
Okay, now we've built the unit. The unit's going onto this wall here. And it's really heavy, so grab wherever you possibly can. Lift it up onto this, shove it over there, and then have to pop it up there, and then I'll screw the holes in.
John and Tony's storage unit needed the strength of 10 to get it on the wall.
I didn't realise how strong you were.
Special vinyl film was used to continue the pink theme along the window.
So Sarah and Nikki, what do you think of the colours that are used in here?
Bright, different, green and pink, not so sure.
Time for the laminated artwork to be mounted in the storage boxes.
Drama and role play can provide exciting learning opportunities right across the curriculum, and particularly in primary schools. But getting the right resources to maximise the value of role play is really critical. Here are some ideas to kickstart your pupils' imagination. Role play and the use of drama in the classroom encourage creativity and the development of social skills. These panels provide a good backdrop for primary play. Extra sections are available. Hard wearing and skilled for children. Pop these up and fold them away for easy storage. Costumes add another dimension, letting their imagination run free. Staging gives you more options when creating a theatre space. The British Educational Suppliers Association has a code of practice which their members comply with. You can find details of all these products on the Teachers TV website. John, it's a hype of activity in here. What's still to be done?
Still to be done. We're just about to finish off this frosting on the glass. Tony's about to put the sheet in here. That's that plastic sheet behind you. That will go in there, fix that into place. How long are you going to be on this painting with the boxes?
Hours.
What do you mean hours? Hours. I reckon you've got about 30 minutes on that.
Student Nicola Rowley took creative control of the art display as the Darlaston team started to get the room kitted out. The brief was to transform a cluttered space into a functional and stylish ICT facility for students of all abilities, including the gifted and talented. Using low-cost materials and with most of the work being done by members of the Darlaston College community, the transformation of the old storeroom was effected over the course of a single weekend.
John, I cannot believe how different it looks in here. How have you done it?
Have we done it? Well, it's white and it's bright, and it's gone from the storeroom to beautiful classroom. It's amazing, just a little bit of paint, a little bit of MDF, a little bit of plastic, and the transformation. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Wasn't as bad as I thought. It all went together rather well. I even got painting this week rather than just doing the old carpentry. But I do like the students' artwork. And I especially like the way one of the students took over the design. Hey, we don't need an architect, we don't need a designer. Now that you've started, guys, I'm going to take over. And we need somebody over here as well as over there. It needs to be balanced. And she really got into it. It's that sort of attitude that it makes you feel good because you think, yeah, they're really taking this seriously. They're taking it on board. And they're going to feel a big part of it. It's their room, not mine, not yours. It's theirs.
Because it's got to be an iterative process, hasn't it? The users have got to get in there and see how they're going to live in this space as much as anything.
Yeah, and the fact that they take it over and they really feel that it is theirs, I mean, that is really, really important. And they've definitely proved that this week.
The design used a simple paint effect to tie things together. MDF storage and student artwork replaced all the mess. A low-cost light diffuser. Vinyl strip is another inexpensive feature of the design, along with the plastic storage boxes.
Tony, I have to say a big thank you to you for all the help you've done.
No problem at
Absolutely
all.
Brilliant. Now, in my day, it was known as the caretaker, but you're not the caretaker here, are
Site
you?
manager.
Site manager, indeed. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
bit different now.
A bit different now, it's moved
yes.
on.
Yeah.
But are you pleased with all the work you've done here?
It's been great actually, and it makes the room look bigger and without the clutter as well. It's fantastic. We've had a great time as well. It's
Good.
fun.
I'm pleased.
Yeah.
And young man, I hear you've done some artwork for here, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done some of the boxes and stuck them down.
Yeah, and you're pleased with this?
Yeah, it looks good.
And Nicola, you're our new designer now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, because of course you took over from us.
Yeah.
You decided that we didn't actually do enough, and you decided you wanted some more
Yeah.
pink strips over there and some more pictures over there.
And on the window.
And on the window as well. And are you pleased now with the final result?
Yeah, I think we should move in here.
Ian, now the room's all finished, what do you think of it?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's been superb to incorporate all the kids' artwork into it and the students. You know, the effort they've put in has been tremendous. They've really enjoyed being involved in it all. I mean, the other big thing I think feature is this here on the window.
So that's going to help with the glare on the computer
Yes.
screens then?
Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic.
And then again, the storage boxes with the students' art gives them some ownership of the room as well.
I'm assuming you're not going to bring everything back that was in this room before?
Certainly not. No, no chance.
I don't even think that storage would manage to cope with it.
No.
And Graham, now that it's finished, what impact is this room going to have on teaching and learning here?
Well, it's going to make a big difference, in fact, because we've got a very stimulating area here that the students are going to love coming into. And it gives us another resource, not only for lunch times and after school, but also, of course, for cross-curricular work. It's going to be a facility that students can come into during lesson time that's not going to be timetabled. It's not going to be blocked out with classes always in here. So that's going to be a superb facility for us. And I'd really like to thank the people who've contributed to all this. Your team have worked tremendously hard on this. We've been very impressed with them. And of course, the staff and students who've given up their weekend to come and do this. That's been great.
And we've been really impressed by the input that your pupils have had here, particularly in terms of the artwork that they've produced for this room. We've had a great time here. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you've been involved in a design project or would like help transforming an area of your school, All Change would love to hear from you. You can contact us through the Teachers TV website, where you also find details of today's programme. From Donaldson Community Science College, it's goodbye from All Change.